Listen, yo, welcome to another episode of Foreign Insight with your host, Dan Madison. Today we have a guest host today, man. Tell them who you are, bro. Tell them who you are. You've been here before, but you know what I'm saying? We got a one-on-one this time. Go ahead, bro.
Mel Blondell, or Blondie, Mel, Meta World Peace, either or.
Meta World Peace?
Yeah, I used to go by that.
You stole Ronald's test
No,
name?
he stole my name.
Damn, nigga, I gotta figure out who started that name first. So listen, right? Let's get straight into it, man. Do you think because black women make more that they should compromise dating black men? Compromise in the aspect of love?
I don't believe in compromise. I feel like it's not compromising, but I feel like you should adjust your standards because. Oh, you can hear me?
You can hear you.
Oh, I feel like you should not compromise, but adjust. Like, not lower your standards, but be real with yourself in the sense of if you're making, for example, if somebody's making if you're making $100 as a woman and the man's only making $20, the woman's going to pay what she can pay for, and the man's going to pay what he can pay for. So when you aim for, but let's say like this. Most women want a man that's smart, educated, makes a lot of money. He's this tall. He looks this way. This size. All these things. So the pool gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So when you do find that man, who's to say that he's going to be the man that likes? He's going to want you. So when it comes to finances, I feel like women should just, if you can't find a man that makes more than you, then adjust with that.
But the adjust not a compromise to you?
No, because it's when you say compromise, it comes off as if you're making it sound like negative when you say compromise. I feel like adjust. Like, for example, you make more money than him, but he knows how to take care of the house better. That's an adjustment.
Compromise.
That's not compromise. I wouldn't say it's compromise.
See, that thing it's hard to think about it, right? A lot of women hear the word compromise as if they see like the word submissive, right? They use the word submissive and the word compromise as like trigger words that, submissive is not a bad word. It's not a bad word. It all depends on what you're talking about, right? So when they talk about compromising, is that a lot of women say that they can't find a good man, a man don't do X, Y, and Z because they're putting the money amount over what the guy can do, over character. So, for example, a lot of women would say, oh, I need to find me a love. I got to find love for me to get married. I got to find love. They mask that whole shit with love. But reality is, when you ever ask them what they want in a man, they never mention love. They mention everything else, and it's usually related to a coin. They think about what he could do for me, how much money he have, how he makes me feel, is he going to take me out? But nothing to come to love, so that love is just a lie blanket over what they actually want.
I mean, but if you don't have money, so you need money. You need money to if somebody stops paying, first off, let's talk about this. As a man, I can say we lead with our pockets. We lead with money, so you can't get mad when a woman wants money, because the first thing you're doing is putting your money on the table to show her, I have this amount of money, I do this, I do these things, but then you get mad when a woman wants the money. So that's how we lead.
No, we don't. All right, we don't get mad because she wants the money. We lie. We mad at the front, the lie of saying they want love, blah, 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 and then getting the love, they really don't want the love, they really want the money. That's the issue. If you say, nah, I want a man for X, Y, and Z, I really don't care about love, and not on my top of my list, men would probably more be accepting to it. I get what you're saying, but when you start saying you want love, if you want love, then it shouldn't have matter if you make more than me. As long as I bring something to the table to contribute in the house, after all, love is what you're asking for.
Yeah, but then love then becomes, well, everybody has different love language. Some people love money, and that's why they end up dating guys who have a lot of money or women who have a lot of money, because that love language that they bring with the money is, oh, I'm gonna buy you gifts, I'm gonna spoil you with these things. So that's their love language. But then you have also on the other aspect people who say, I'm not with you for your money, but you feel like, oh, well, if I didn't have money, you wouldn't be with me and all that stuff like that. We get insecure when we feel like a woman makes more money than us. literally, or is always when you see a man with a woman and the woman's making more money, it's always an insecurity, either based on how he's viewing himself or how his friends or his people around him view him based on the relationship he's in.
But most of the time, when a guy do get insecure when that situation happens, it comes from the standpoint of supporting her lifestyle. That's the issue. So let's say, for example, if a guy makes $50K and a woman makes $100K, right? And the woman mind that $50K can't pay bills when the $50K was paying bills before she was even in the picture. So mind you, the $50K can still pay the bills. The difference is what makes him feel kind of insecure is that the lifestyle she's used to that he probably can't buy her the fancy stuff that she could buy herself on the rate as if she's buying it herself. So that becomes an insecurity because
him.
No, yeah, for him because of that, because she wants this out of him. So the compromise is, honey, I don't need you to buy me Gucci, Louis Vuitton product every goddamn paycheck. I just need you to be the man of the house and lead me. Lead me and show me love and show me what love is from a man's perspective, which is provide. Because he still can provide for you, but the woman would take him if he can't buy me the Bentley, all this shit that he's not providing, but he putting food on the table. He paying the majority of the bill, still on that salary, and you got more. So if you respect him in that way, you will find, I think black women would get married way more. Guys will propose to them way more.
In order to get married, first off, when you get into a marriage, you need money.
I agree.
So that's on the table already. Second, I don't feel like women who make a certain amount and men who make a certain amount, I don't think women are looking for the man to buy them a Bentley. If you make $50K and I make $100K and a woman makes $100K, that's not really like a big difference. Like the things she can buy, the things that she want, the man can already buy. He's making $50K. That's like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Jay-Z has more money than Beyonce, but anything he wants, she can buy it. Anything she wants, he can buy it. So that's not really the problem. The problem is that when a man feels like the woman is making too much money, or he feels like his peers, his outside influences come into play, and he start to, oh well, you're her bitch and stuff like that. So in the insecurity word, I feel like people forget that it's a self thing. Nobody can't really make you insecure. You create that in your head. So when you feel like, oh, she makes more money than me, well, maybe you should get your ass up and make some more money.
All right, now here's the difference, right? Now, I agree with you for the most part. The Bentley example, which is like, I was just giving an extreme example, right? But let's just go with regular examples. Let's just go with the 50K back to 100K. The difference is a man can buy a 50K, which she can buy. But what we talking about afforded, meaning that if I purchase this, would it put a dimple in my pocket? And the chance is, if the guy who makes 50K try to buy that expensive thing, he's living outside of his means, would put a damper on his wallet. While she can buy it, when she buys it, it don't put the damper in the wallet. That's what I'm saying. So now, if he try to be consistent, living with the Joneses, he would go broke trying to live up to the standard that she does. So what I'm saying is, just because he don't do that for you, that's not a necessity. That's something that you want. Luxury, I want a luxury.
Yeah.
So I'm saying is, if you're judging your man on luxury, it's a bad premise because you're disguising it as love, and reality is it ain't love.
Those are women who don't have money. Like look at remember the movie For Color Girls?
Yeah, I remember.
Janet Jackson character, AIDS on her. Spoiler alert: Janet Jackson got AIDS in the movie. But Janet Jackson was dating the guy, and he was like, I see how you throw your money around, but she wasn't with him for his money. Because I feel like in most cases, women who come into the relationship with money and men who in a relationship or they build together and she makes a certain amount or she makes more than him, she's not with him for his money.
But here's the thing, the same thing I could say about Fighting Temptations. When the guy wasn't,
she was broke.
No, the guy was. Maybe in the movie, the Tyler Perry movie.
I know. But she also got AIDS. Tyler Perry's a sick man. He's a sick man.
So mind you, in that movie, the woman was making more than the guy. He would try to make this thing happen, and he wasn't making as much money as she wanted him to make. So she started dipping and dabbing with a different dude who was making like crazy money, and she picked him and ended up catching AIDS. And then the guy, his shit finally hit off, and he became the multi-millionaire.
She was working at the the pharmacy.
Yeah, working at the pharmacy for AIDS medicine. So I'm saying is, both examples can happen, but overall, it's at the end of the day, most women with money, they literally their mind warped.
I don't think so. I don't think that.
I'm telling you, marriage. It says in the divorce rate. When women, I understand that to get married, you need money. That's a fact. And men, you need money. All right, man, you need money. Don't go out there trying to marry broke. It ain't gonna work. So my thing is, when women and guys get married, and the women usually are the breadwinner, they usually have a standard hypergamy. They usually go higher. They want a man to make X amount of money. Usually, not saying always, but they want to date up, and that's in their nature. So I actually can't knock that. But
yeah, because we like, do we want the gold digger or do we want the overachiever? We gotta pick.
But even an overachiever, they usually turn their nose up on the person who haven't achieved as much as them.
I mean,
and that's not a good way to balance to find love, because that's the reason why we have a bunch of single women out here who got the bag, but they're unhappy
because. So let me ask you this: is the problem that the women are overachieving, or is the problem is that the men are underachieving?
No, the problem ain't overachieving or underachieving. The problem is the mentality when you overachieve. That's the issue.
So do you want a woman who makes less than you? Are you okay with dating a woman who makes less than you?
Both. I'm okay with her dating less than me or more than me, because I'm going to provide the same way. My mindset don't change.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to provide the same way. But I'll be damned to be the woman who makes more than me and turn her nose up at me, like if I'm belittle her because she makes more than me. I mean, no, just because somebody makes more than you, don't make that person less of a man. He's working. He get up every day. He got morals. He got responsibilities. He do them at his job. He do them at home. None of this shit have anything to do with you making more money.
But wouldn't that
treat me some type of way?
But wouldn't that now, to play devil's advocate, wouldn't that be the same way for women? When a woman gets with a man, he makes substantially more than her. He then quit your job, move in with me. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna do all these things for you. But then when she gets into the relationship, she becomes a kept woman. She becomes a kept woman.
I still want to talk.
Yeah, I've noticed that all the time. Whatever. She becomes a kept woman, and then the man decides to flex his weight, flex his wealth, flex his money. He feels like, okay, well, I make the most money. I do this. I provide for you, so I can do what I want. I could cheat.
That's fucked up. No, I ain't gonna.
They could cheat. They could tell you how to do. Look at Gabrielle Union. Gabrielle Union said that she makes substantially more than her, but she holds her own weight because she never wants to ever feel like he said something in the lines of, don't quote me, but I could say or do whatever I want in my house. And she said when he said that, at that point, she made in her mind that you will never tell me about your house. It's supposed to be our house, but you flex because you make more money than me. So how would that work?
Because I'm saying, unless he actually bought the house, then he would be technically right. Although I get what she's saying.
But we marry, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But mind you, even if you're married, and let's say we go 50-50 on the house, right? And it's our house. It's in nature to say it's my house because they're supposed to be the leader of the household. That comes from there. Some women don't want to hear that word, which I understand. Cause y'all both paying for the goddamn house, right? I'm talking about,
no. He bought the house. He bought that house.
No, but I'm saying, and she bought her own house, right?
Yeah, but she said after that she said when we go on vacations, we do everything. We split half down the middle
because she don't want that.
She said
right?
You would never tell me that ever again.
And the Wayne Wade explained what he meant by 50-50 is that like all the things on his house and he pays for it, and that on her house she pays for it.
And when they go on together,
family, she pays for that.
And when they together, they pay for all their bills together.
Yeah, so I get that part, but I'm saying that
I think that's wrong though.
So if a woman, but she made it that way.
He made it that way. He said
she decided to do it that way. That's why he agreed with it.
Yeah, because he said he accidentally used up mine. When you're married, it's our. So when you said my house, that made her realize that at any point in time, just because you paid a mortgage and I pay like the in-house things, this is your house. Okay, well, from now on, you will never say that to me. We're gonna pay half. I would never have that. You would never have the power to say, oh well, this is your place. You could kick me out, or you could do whatever you want.
But like I said, the same thing happens when a man married a woman and he pays for it. When they get divorced, they give the kids and the mother the house, although he paid for it.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Majority of the times that happens. The mother, and I get it, because the mother is supposed to be the nurturer, the housekeeper. So I understand that. I don't agree with it all the time, but most cases I kind of understand why they do that. So in generally speaking, when it comes down to a woman and a man, let's say they both 50-50. the man is going to stay in my house because he's supposed to be it's coming from the
A space of a lead. He's
leading.
leading. Yeah, okay.
Although it's your house,
Yeah.
right? Because y'all married. Like, it's a joint thing. So I'm agreeing with you on that part.
It's that because we just wasn't in the house, so I don't know how his tone was when she said it. Because it probably came from a place of they was arguing about money, and he probably said something about the house, about his house, and she looked at him like, because I know context. He probably didn't. And from what we're thinking, he's the leader of the house. Well, actually, Gabrielle's the leader. She's a top. He's a bottom. But that's another story. But he's the leader of the house.
Hold on. So what do top and bottom mean?
You know, in baseball, you know how when somebody's the catcher and somebody's the pitcher?
Yeah.
So the person who catches it, or matter of fact, let's say it like this. You know the bottom bunk bed, the bottom bunk of the bottom bunk, and there's a top bunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with that.
I don't.
Women are usually the catcher, right? The catcher, the receiver. And men are the pitcher.
The giver.
There you go.
I kind of get it. For the people out there, write in the comment section what that means. But like, my bad, go ahead. You finish your point.
No, but I'm saying, Gabriel, so in other words, Gabrielle Union, a top. Tiana Taylor, a top. Nicki Minaj, a top. And Vivica A. Fox, a top. So now you can like kind of get that.
That's crazy what he just said.
Think about it.
His words do not reflect the words of this Foreign Insight podcast. Yeah, so like I was saying, so I'm like, for example, let's just go back to what I was saying earlier about the money thing. A lot of women don't understand that money don't make you automatically a leader, right? Because a lot of women think I make more money, I call the shots, because that's how men used to say it. So I get it. A lot of men kind of cause this issue, which they think I call the shots because I get money. But no, you don't call the shots because you got the money. You're supposed to call the shots because you are a leader.
But in order to be the leader,
no, I'm saying, but the leader is supposed to be able to provide. But I'm saying people leave that part out and you say, I could have got the money. I said, no, you can have the money and be a shitty leader. There's a lot of dudes out here who got the money who are shitty leaders.
True.
And there's actually women that lead the house better than the man. That literally happens. But mind you, on the other end, the woman who says, listen, the man got to have X amount of money to deal with me. They want to date higher. Mm-hmm. But the man wants to date a woman thinner, then he's shallow. If a girl said, nah, I don't want my girl being fat. I don't want my girl being like that. X, Y, and Z. Oh, he's shallow, preference. Blah, blah.
What's a preference?
But then the same woman would turn around and say, he makes $60K, I can't deal with him.
That's also a preference.
Yeah, I agree. But they both are considered, so one is considered shallow and the other one ain't.
No.
So I'm saying they both should be considered shallow.
No, one is shallow and one is a gold digger. We have words. One's shallow, one's a gold digger.
We have words.
Yeah, we do. My thing is
use them, right? We have words.
Yeah, we have words. Shallow and gold digger. But I feel like when it comes to finances, I feel like man or woman, we have to remember that the universe operates on balance. So if you're dating a woman and you are a Harvard graduate, you making $100K, you work, you own your business, you do all these things, and then you find a woman who 100K, Harvard graduate, has her own business and all these things. Y'all have all these things. Y'all high up. Ebony K. Williams, she's looking for a man that wants all these things.
And she miserable too.
Yeah, because she's looking for a man that has all these checks off all these things, which is not a problem. But then you also have to be real with yourself and say, okay, he has all these things, but who's taking care of the home? Who's good with the kids? Who knows how to cook? Who's nurturing? So where you lack off, he's supposed to pick up. So if you're making more money than her, then she should be able to take care of the home and do these things that.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, she should be able to take care of these homes, and where you fall off, she should pick up, and where she falls off, you can pick up.
And this is the reason why a lot of women are just like Ebony K when they make money. This is my whole prime example. I'm glad you brought Ebony K up. Is a lot of women who actually echo the same sentiments that she speaks.
However,
right?
However, they don't have the same qualifications as Ebony K.
No. I'm talking about the ones who say that, who actually on her level.
Yeah, they have the right.
Those same ones who say that, which is their preference, but they're not getting married by the boatload. It's because of that reason, because of how they think. They think because I call the shots, because I do this. No, you're going against the man's actual nature, and you're trying to put that shit on yourself. which is fine. That's your preference. So you know by putting that in that realm with guys who make just as much as you or more is not going to put up with your shit. So now by default, you put yourself in a weird space,
in a smaller pool. Yeah,
a weird space when you have a date lower now, or you're gonna be just same rest of your life because the guy on top ain't playing that. Think about it, right? If you have women out there, think about it. Tyler Perry brought this up. He brought it up by saying that a lot of women need to compromise about who they date and marriage wise because they put this money above the black man because a lot of them out earn black men, and which is true, a lot of them do, and they turn those against them, and they have all these type of fairy tale standards for men because they made it out. And I mean, you made it out for some reason. You lucky because most women are making like $28,000 a year. You lucked up. You like the 1% of women that are making over $100K. So I'm saying if that was hard for you and you got it, I'm happy for you. But if you got all these type of standards when it was okay to have, you're gonna end up by yourself and be happy with those standards because it's not realistic. And people got mad at Tyler Perry for saying that, but this is a guy who's a billionaire who are telling you this. Go ahead.
What's the name of this podcast again? Because the words that I'm about to use, a lot of people are not gonna like what I'm gonna say. It's a very unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna be 100% with you.
Go ahead.
Black men, black women. I support Dr. Umar. However, if you are not happy with dating within your race, it's time to leave that little pool that you keep complaining about. If you keep complaining about how I need this man, or men only make this amount, they want this, they want that. There are other men out there. You're not. Stop letting black women and other black men pigeonhole you into you have to marry somebody that's black. You have to marry somebody that's black. You have to marry somebody that's black. And it's dating out of your race is wrong. No, love has no color. Love doesn't know a color. So I feel like if you have to step out of the race to find the man that you feel, or the woman that you feel is in your lead or in your tax bracket, then do so be it. Who cares what these people say? Tyler Perry is a caricature of a mammy or a black woman. So I'm not really gonna take what he says seriously. Every movie he's put a black woman in a position to where they're getting abused, they getting AIDS, they got beat on, they getting put out, they getting beat up by a spicy Latina or
no. But you see, I ain't gonna front with the Umar Johnson part. I agree with you 100% on that. I do agree with you. Why be miserable? Why be miserable with somebody in your own race than to find happiness elsewhere? To me, that's very insane.
That's why Ebony K. Williams has pigeonholed herself into a position where she looks miserable and lonely. She's about to freeze her eggs because she's saying, "I want my man to be smart. He needs to make this amount of money. He needs to be successful. If he owns the bus, and he has to be black, sis."
No, she said he don't have to be black. She said
no. She has to be black. She wants to be black. That's why she's.
She said I did them all. So
she dated white before. She was engaged to a white man.
It still didn't work. That's the whole point.
No, because something's wrong with her.
It's
not black woman. It's her. She's the problem.
She's the issue.
She's the issue. She can't.
Standards she has.
She can't. It's not even her standards. It's her energy. The energy she's putting her nuts on the table when nobody's asking for that.
What I mean by standard is that what you're saying. She have a standard, but her attitude with the standard is the issue.
The way she goes about her, she's lacking. And I don't want to say this because I don't want to come off wrong, and I never want to tell a woman how to. When I think of Ebony K. Williams, I don't think of feminine. I don't think of feminine energy. I think of she wants to walk in the house with a suit on. She's a sergeant. Like, just relax.
Let me ask you a question. How come when black women date with black men, they want black men to deal and put up with their attitude in the militant ways, but when they deal with any other race of man, they don't put that man on the same standard as they put on a black man?
It starts from the home, because when look at it like this: when a black woman, when two black parents are raising a child, most times likely you see the black mother and the father is a certain. It starts from the home. That's what I'm saying. It starts from the home
because. Go ahead.
And then I look at it like maybe the energy that. Look at Jeannie Mae Jeezy. Mm-hmm. Jeannie was dating that white man, and she said she has anger. She has a lot of anger problems. Anger, she gets it from her grandfather, her grandmother, her mother. So she's angry. Her husband, what's his name, Freddie, he was a pushover to her. She didn't respect him in the sense, like, he didn't exude masculine energy towards her, and he didn't, like, put his foot down, so she walked all over him. She got with Jeezy, and she slipped out her anger, and then he reflected it back to her, and she was like, whoa. And then she realized that if I want to keep this man, I would have to tone it down a little bit. So I feel like when a black woman gets with a black man, it's like a measuring contest of who can be in charge more. And I feel like women, not all women, but some women need to remember that there's nothing wrong with being feminine. There's nothing wrong with being soft. You don't have to always try to out masculine or out tough the man. Just I tell women all the time, just sit in your knowing. Not sit and be quiet and be a pushover, but just remember you have intuition. So just sit down, listen, understand what's coming out of this person's mouth, and we'll move from there.
And the crazy part about it that I don't like is when women say, or even Umar Johnson, this guy is one of the guys that I respect, but he says a lot of stuff that I don't agree with. Put it
He's
that
hilarious.
Way, right? And he's fucking hilarious. That's a fact. But when the dude said, like, oh, the women have to be masculine because the women out there agreeing with him. I have to be masculine because the men out there. I said, you don't have to be masculine. That's a choice you're choosing. No, it's not. I'm like, if you have to be masculine for this guy that's feminine, then go find a masculine man.
It's kind of hard.
It ain't hard. The issue is the type of crowd you're picking.
Okay, no, wait, no, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. You hit a point though. When feminine energy attracts masculine energy, masculine energy attracts feminine energy. So if you're acting and you're moving in a masculine way, you're not, as a woman, you're not going to attract a masculine man.
Thank you.
You're going to attract a feminine, soft kind of man, a real gentle, a man that wears a brunch boot, a simp. A simp, a soft, docile, a weak man.
That's
a needy, a timid man,
a flaccid man.
Yeah, you go. A feminine, a brunch brute with a crop top type of man. You're not gonna find a masculine man if you're moving like a masculine woman.
And then one would say, I want a man who will listen to me, who's open about his feelings, all the type of things.
But are you that woman that's gonna?
But they don't want it. They're lying.
They do want that. But they don't know. No, women don't.
I'm gonna tell you why they don't want it.
Go ahead.
Because they all say the same thing, right? They get that man and they leave him because they said he's a pushover or he's not man enough for me. I'm like, hold up. You just say you want this man. You described him. He makes 6 figures. The guy's a gentleman. He's sweet. He emotional to your needs and all that type of shit.
She's not ready
but
for
no,
him.
she don't want him.
She don't, but she's not ready
because
for him.
technically she wants a nigga who gonna stand his ground and be masculine no matter what she say. He's masculine 24/7, but respectful.
Yeah.
That's what they really want. But
Yeah.
they don't want to say it because it's not the it thing to say.
They don't know how to say it. They don't know how to say it.
They get the soft guy, they leave him.
Yeah.
They want the Tupac in the suit. I keep saying this over and over.
Because he doesn't lead with his. I feel like we're in this era where everybody wants an aesthetic. They want the look. They want the guy who looks like he's tough and he does these things and he treats and he at one point he gonna put his gun on the table. And yeah, he gonna put a gun on the table and say, "Go ahead, I dare you leave." It's like, no, I ain't gonna leave.
And then he'll sit down and he gonna read the dictionary.
Yeah.
Like A's for aardvark.
Yeah,
he's an anteater.
But I feel like
what? Why would you pick aardvark? Because the first word in the dictionary. He's smart. I like him. He's gonna suck his dick. Like an anteater. See, it all makes sense. Aardvark, arb dick, mouth, arb. Man, that makes sense, man. But like I said, it's true though.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Nah, but it's true though. Like they do that a lot. That make y'all listen. Women will say things that they really don't want. So mind you, they come across because they hit a part as a man for it. When they start telling women, I pay all the bills and I got all to say. And I'm like, you shouldn't be saying that. You should be saying you got to say
I feel
the final say because you're a leader, but you need to get counsel from her also. Right, you gotta go through her. You can't just make the decision on the man. You gotta be to your wife. She's your counsel. She's your what you call that? The one I'm looking for. I'll find a word later on. But basically, like she's the person you confide into, right? And she's like kind of like your consultant in a sense, right? So she looks she go over the thing. Sometimes she may be in a better headspace than you.
Women. The funny part about it is that 9 times out of 10, women actually do run the household. The man is just because when the man comes in, the woman goes over like, okay, so the cable bill is this much, this is
That's
this
what I'm
much,
saying.
the food costs this much, all these things cost this much, and then she breaks it down to you. And as a man, you provide, you work, you do these things, and you also help raise the children. You teach the children how to be a man in public, and you teach the daughters what kind of man they should go for.
I agree. And my thing is, it's about to say I blame the men some part of it because they say they put the money first, right? And but it's always out of context, so the women will say, "Oh shit!" So if I make
No,
money,
it's not a context.
I'm saying the women would take it out of context.
No, that's what it really is. A man puts the money. Nowadays we put the money on the table. We say, I make this much, I do this much, I pay for your bill, I pay for your ride home, I bought the drinks. You gonna give me some coochie, and I could pay for your rent, and you gonna move out your house, moving with me, and that's it.
No, but I'm saying that's the part out of context because if you tell women like, "Yo, listen, I'm the leader, and the leader is supposed to provide this ways," it makes sense. When you lead with money and don't bring up the word leadership at all, so when a woman gets more money than you, she's gonna take it as I can do whatever because you brought up money first as your main thing to control the house. Now I make more money than you, I can control the house. So mind you, if you lead with leader and they give the attributes of a leader, when she becomes the leader, it won't be a whoa surprise she got to pay the bigger bill.
Yeah, it won't be. It'll be
Because that's part of the role.
Yeah, like if I fall off, you pick up where I fall off, and then when I get back on, I got. Yeah, I got you.
And that's why I blame men because men leave that leader part out and they bring up money and say, I do the money, I pay, blah, 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 blah. So, of course, when women make more money than the man, their mindset is, oh, I call shots because I make the most money. But reality is, you should tell a woman, no, I call the shots in here. Not really call the shots, but I'm leader of the household, right? So, my leader role is to provide food on the table, clothes on, discipline the house, and protect the house.
I feel like you should be
right.
we both lead.
So mind you, when it comes down to a leader on your end, you're not hit with the surprise of providing for the actual house anymore because that's come with the leadership, not the money. Leadership is an energy, but you can't have two leaders though.
You could lead that. I take care of the home. She take care of the home. She leads the home. The house, what goes on in the house, she controls the house, and outside the house, and when he comes home, he controls. He has say on what goes on. What their decision is, like, okay, can we afford this? No, where are we gonna move to? What I want to eat? How I want to raise the kids and stuff like that. And she take care of the home most of the time. But if she works and he works, y'all come together, y'all figure out how the bills are gonna be divided up. Y'all raise the kids a certain way, and it goes from there. It's not like, oh well, I make more money, so I get to do everything else, or she makes more money than me, she gets to do everything. It's now that's when I don't want to compromise, but I want to say adjust.
Same thing with Tyler Perry. Women got mad at Tyler Perry, but he said something that was factual.
Where's his wife?
Ain't he married?
No.
We got divorced?
Tyler Perry?
Yeah.
Medea?
Yeah, he had a wife.
Next topic.
Yo,
Next topic.
So watch it, right? So now,
Tyler Perry.
All right, even if he didn't have a wife, I know he got a wife, but that's he don't have a wife.
Tyler Perry has an island with a child on it that we never see. Allegedly.
Yeah, hold on.
That's what it is. I'm not taking. I have this rule. I have a rule. Sidebar. I have a rule. I don't take advice from married people. I don't take advice from single people. I take advice from happy people. And you, as a billionaire, without a wife, and we never seen your child, and you ain't married, and you ain't got no man, allegedly, so I don't want to take nothing you got to say. Billionaires are so far removed, billionaires and multimillionaires are so far removed from the modern day person.
But no.
Yes, they are.
No, because it depends on the billionaire. Because the billionaire person who was on the ground level before they blew up, and it blew up turn, and they were still on the ground level with actual individuals, they can understand it from a standpoint of, yo, Black people are suffering from X, Y, and Z. They can see it because they're on the island looking down. Like I can see it because I just came in not too long ago.
You said island?
You mentioned the island. That's why.
Speaking of island, Oprah, who's a Black billionaire, and The Rock made a fundraiser so that they can ask Black Americans who are at the bottom of the financial totem pole to donate money to Maui, Hawaii, where they live, where Oprah owns 1/3 of the island. But she's asking us to give her money while we're in this secret recession about to go into COVID. Don't tell me about billionaires are not far removed.
No, I ain't say them. I said some.
Tyler Perry's far removed too.
No, I don't think he's far removed.
He's not married.
So what he said I was wrong in that statement when he said
he told women.
Hold on, for the viewers, he told women to basically compromise, right?
Lower their standards.
They compromise because they have these things from dudes like saying these guys gotta have this, that, and the third, six, whatever. But most guys don't do this. So by nature, if 90% of the men, no matter what color are there, don't make the type of money.
No, but he said black men. No, he wasn't saying like.
I know, but I'm talking about black men even lower. That's my whole point. So let's say, for example, 95% of black men don't make that much money. So if you have the type of standard for the black man, you're self-sabotaging yourself. So now you only focus on the 5%, and the 5% of men literally all cannot marry all women. Yeah. So you eliminate all the other guys who could be good ass dudes for you, but you eliminate this guy because his money is good, and if his money is good, it don't automatically mean he's gonna be a good man.
You know what a culture vulture? Yeah, just the money doesn't make the money doesn't make the character. So but my thing is,
women got so mad at him for saying that. But I'm like, yo, y'all getting mad at what he's saying, and this guy is saying certain facts. He's a billionaire guy who probably would date a girl who make $100,000 and marry her into that, right? A billionaire woman will not marry on average. They're not marrying no guy who makes $100,000.
Oprah and Stedman.
They ain't married.
Cause she's not stupid.
Well, they probably got married later in life in secrecy. I don't know, but
allegedly,
they wasn't married.
Allegedly, Oprah and Gail. But if Tyler Perry, the problem with what Tyler Perry said is that it's nothing wrong with what he said. It's how he said it, the tone he said it.
Oh my God! See, I knew you were gonna say. I knew it. Let
me ask you a question.
He was nice.
No, he wasn't. He was condescending. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that he says black women should lower their standards instead of him saying, in the words of our culture vulture, Kim Kardashian, get your fucking ass up and work? Why don't you guys just get your ass up and work? Go to work. Do something. Get up. Go to work. Why does the black woman have to lower her standards to come down after they work so hard to get to where they are to date lower? Why don't we just raise the bar? Why is the bar in hell? Because the same way that a man would say, I want to deal with no broke bitches. I want bitches making more than me. They would call him shallow. Yeah, but so by that same logic, if a girl makes more than a man, you can have your preference what you want. No, I'm talking about Tyler Perry, the Tyler Perry part. Yeah, but lowering in your standard when it comes down to the coin, if you don't lower that standard, once again, it goes back to the 5% of men that make this money. Why can't we the same way men used to make more than women, correct, right? Black women make more than men statistically. Now black women are more entrepreneurs. They're putting in the groundwork. They're selling lashes and selling coochie. And that stat was still wrong too, by the way, but Tyler Perry, but go ahead. Right now, black women are leading the selling, buying, and making more money now. But go ahead. Go. But in general, what I'm saying is the same way at one point, at the same point when women were not making as much, when women didn't even have a credit card, when men were leading the charge. She's a gold digger. She just wants your money. But now that women have worked, and got to this point where they are financially independent, now it's a problem. Now that they can't, they have to go back down to this so that we can go up and meet them halfway. That's not, we putting them on the two swords. No, it's because it's their standard. They the ones saying they want to get married, but they're self-sabotaging. That's what he's talking about. But then they're saying that they want to get married. Men don't propose to them, blah, 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 marry, whatever. The men are proposing to them. The women are denying it because the men don't make as much money as them. So what I'm saying is that if y'all all women is saying I want a man to make 6 figures, only 5% of black men are making 6 figures. So we should start raising the bar. No, but I think, now listen what I'm saying to you. By that logic, none of y'all will get married because in that 5% of 6-figure earners, most of them might be good men and the other might be jerk men. So now it's even lower. It's a compromise. So it's the compromise. There you go, because you're gonna have to compromise and deal with somebody
who's in your pool when it comes down to everything else.
I think that's
not just money.
I don't think the women are just mad about. I don't think women are like completely just like. Most women, to be honest, most women would deal with the man that cheats.
Watch this. Here you go. Before we wrap this thing up. 3 out of every 4 black women are obese. Right? They're fat.
Okay.
But y'all want men to deal with fat women. Fine. Some dudes need to compromise and deal with women that's a little oversized and married. I agree with that. Some people need to do that. Because you're going to end up single. Somebody you want fine, you need to compromise, nigga. On that same token, women, you need to compromise when it comes down to the money, because the money ain't everything. It's a lot, but it ain't everything, because you're going to be a rich single woman. And you're going to have a bunch of cats, like Kevin Samuel said, or even a dog nowadays. Dogs, he said. I'm saying cats, or whatever. So my thing is, if the women want the man to accept them, big bone and all kind of things that come with them, the women need to make a sacrifice on their end, because most of the black men, 95% of black men do not make $100K.
But then, bro, you have to really remember this though. When they do what about the women who do compromise? I hate that word. With the women who do compromise and lower their standards and get with the guy that makes less than them, she obviously, if she lowered herself to get with you, she has more money than you. All right, I'm gonna date you, make less money than me. You then get insecure and you get wrapped into this.
But I told you this is why that happens.
But then I shouldn't be able to. So why did I step off my pedestal to come down with you?
No, to find a different dude. That's the whole point that I'm saying. It's different people. Some people ain't gonna be that way.
But then you know how that's like somebody cheating on you. You take them back, and then they work hard to get you back, and then they do it again.
Once again.
So we can't. So that's what I'm saying. We can't always We can't put the fucking cinder block on women's shoulder all the time. Yes, you make more money. Okay, you lower your standards.
They put it on themselves. That's the point that I'm making. Because
they have to.
No, the men ain't saying lower the money to marry us. We're not saying this.
But then we're saying we don't want no gold digger.
No, what I'm saying is the women, when they make that money, their mentality change, and then they're saying that
they want the man to make the money.
The man to marry. The only way they get married, they want marriage, but the only way they will get married if the guy makes 6 figures. So I'm saying you're literally self-sabotaging your own self to even experience marriage, because most black men don't make that much money. So therefore, all the women is going for the 5%. So if 90, I'm saying math. No, but remember, majority of women is going for 90%, the 5% of men. So if 90% of women is going for 5% of men, only in America, you can only get married to one woman at a time. So therefore, you would take away 5% out of 90, now it's 85% of women. That's unmarried.
But then remember, every black woman's not making, every rich black woman's not making 6 figures, but they just want the man to make, if you're a woman making 80K, I'm 100% sure that she's fine with her man making 60K.
No, this is the issue. This is what Tyler Perry's talking about.
Tyler Perry is far removed.
No, he's not, because he literally confirmed what I've been said. This is fact. Y'all watch the Kevin Samuel show? Or
I watched Kevin Samuel, but
all the women who making 80K, 60K were literally saying the man gotta make 6 figures. And I'm like, that never makes sense.
Because those are women who just want to. They're just.
I get that.
They're not making sense. We keep giving these people who don't make sense platforms. A lot of women don't need a podcast. A lot of women don't need to be on podcasts. A lot of men don't need to be on podcasts. People just want to talk to hear themselves talk. If you just struggle to get to how to make this amount, you can't stick your nose up to somebody who's making less than, because the same way you had to climb up that totem pole to get to where you are, if you ever fall off.
This is my point.
But then at the same time, you can't get mad at the woman, because if she makes this amount of money and she falls off, she can't even look to you to help her.
No, my thing is she can. That's the whole thing. Same way when the man made more money and he fell off, the woman still hold him down, helped him up.
And then he leave her for a white girl.
No. See, I can't when she does.
He leave her for a white girl.
So when he fell off, she held him down. So what makes you think the man can't hold you down the same exact way?
Because that's statistically, but somewhere along the lines, I feel like black men and black women need to stop being so divisive against each other, stop battling each other, just come together. And black men can't just keep saying women, and women can't keep saying men. Just take accountability. You are accountable for yourself. Insecurity comes from it's you. If you feel insecure, that's a you thing. I can't make you feel insecure because I make 100K and you make 50K. That's not me. You need to
But the thing is, someone can also make you feel this way by their action. That's what you're talking about. For example, by that logic, I can't make you feel disrespected. That's inside of you. No, you can feel that way because of what I said to you. It make you feel that way, right? If you're feeling comfortable inside you, insecurity is a feeling. So I can make you feel a way depending on what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is the dudes who are insecure because at the Martin episode, Martin and Gina, you make more money than Martin and you're insecure. That type of man exists. You're right. But then the other time when the women will mask it as insecurity.
Show the little condescending things to him to make him.
Thank you. There you go.
But you know what's my answer to that though? My answer to that is though, if you're standing on the ground and there's thumbtacks on the ground, is that gonna be comfortable?
No.
So what are you gonna do next?
Remove the thumbtacks.
Or remove yourself, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I say. Nobody can't make you feel insecure. Whenever you feel, if you're in a position, when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, you do whatever you have to do to get out of there. So if somebody keeps picking at your armor, you're not gonna stay there. And if you stay there, that's Stockholm syndrome. That's what it's given. Like I can't stay in. Because if you feel like this person is chipping away at you and you choose to stay there, that's a you thing. I can't make you feel insecure. I'm not holding a gun to you.
No.
I could say something that if I created insecurity, it was always there.
No, it both can be true because someone can make someone feel insecure. But right now, I can deal with a girl right now and just shame her and call her all kind of fat, and make her feel insecure. I cannot turn around and say, you feel insecure in yourself. I can't make you. No, what I'm saying is making you feel insecure about your weight. I'm doing that. I'm pointing it out, and I'm making fun of it. So I'm making you feel insecure about your weight. The same way a woman can make more money and make a dude feel insecure about how much he makes by keep poking at it.
How many times, if you're in a relationship, how many times do you give a woman to keep disrespecting you about money?
No, that's something different. No, I'm agreeing with that. That's something different. Because a guy can leave. I'm agreeing with that, right? But I'm talking about the part about insecurity. What I'm saying is someone actions can make someone be insecure. Now staying, that's something different. You know what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with that. But my thing is a lot of women out there, before we go, when you make 6 figures, like I said, that's your prerogative, it's your preference to deal with a guy who makes more money than you or equal, right? Because by nature, women are hypergamy by nature. I get all that. Women like beautiful women by nature. Men, like by nature, like curvy bodies by nature. So don't shame us for picking a Rihanna type or Meg Thee Stallion type over a Lizzo type. Just like the dudes can't get mad that you want to date up. I don't get mad when women want to date up. I don't get mad at all because it's in their nature.
You're supposed to.
But
when want to elevate.
I agree. It's a security thing for your woman. Like, nigga, why would you want to? Back in the days, caveman, ooh. Nigga, she going with the nigga who got the most rocks and the most wills, nigga. Yeah, she going with that nigga because he's going to protect her and provide more.
Not nature, by nature.
It's nature. So my thing is,
that's the feminine women. Women are no offense.
All women like the date up.
But women have become more masculine, so they're in competition with the men. That's the problem too. When you
that's
the women are in more competition, and it's because I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, but whatever came first, they started the battle of the sexes. So women have to make more money because they're in competition, and the man has to make more money because he's in competition. But then you have to remember, a feminine woman will not, or a woman who knows who's in her divine feminine will not stick around and argue with a man because that's not a feminine nature. Feminine nature is not to argue and flex her muscle.
I agree.
Masculine is feminine is soft, docile understanding. So if a woman is in her feminine, in her divine feminine, she ain't gonna play no games with you. Once you start showing too much, you're doing too much vibrato, she's leaving.
And she's gonna check you nice,
and then you're gonna do it again, and then she's gonna leave.
I agree.
That's how you know. So
with that being said, man, it was a good episode, man. I like it, man. With that being said, give me your handles.
Tamel Blondell, TAMEL .Blondell. I'm the only one on the planet with that name, so literally Tamel Blondell. Get it, Blondell.
Yeah, I like that, man. Listen, next time, y'all. Later.